Hi everyone, it's Monday, July 1st, and I can't believe it. We've gotten through half of the class already. Congratulations as a group, you're doing very, very well. Continue to keep on moving and looking forward to working with you the rest of the semester. Now, for some of you, you may not have done as well as you would have liked to have done to this point. And it's time for you to start taking a close look at your grade. If you're sitting in the 50% range, if you're sitting in the 60% range, you are really at risk at this point of not successfully completing the class. I'll take a look at the MAT calendar a little bit later and let you know when that last day to drop is. But most likely, if you're sitting in that 50% range, you're just not going to be able to pass the class. So you've got to make a decision. Do you want to stay in the class because you need it to keep full-time student status, and because if you drop the class, it may have financial aid implications, or are you at a position where you can drop the class, it won't affect you financially, and that way you can avoid getting a grade that is maybe lower than what you would have liked to have earned. So again, 50% range and probably 60% range, you got to start looking at your grades. The next couple of grades are really going to determine whether you've got a chance at all of completing the class successfully or not. Now, one thing that will help is the fact that we've got an extra credit assignment in this particular unit. You'll see that I'm giving you an opportunity to be Ben Bernanke for a day, and you'll get to control the money supply. Now listen, if you get nothing else out of this class, I hope the one thing that you learn is that Ben Bernanke is the chair of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System. He's the money man. He's the money man in the United States. He's the person who has the greatest influence over what happens with money and credit. You read the book is going to say he's the second most powerful person in the United States. I'm going to tell you that he's probably the most powerful person in the United States. Think about it. Everything runs on money, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just that our whole exchange system is built on money. So if this is the guy who has the most influence over money and credit in the United States, then he's got to be the big dog money man, right? And by extension, every country in the world, maybe not every country, but so many countries in the world rely on the United States currency to settle international transactions. So not only is he an extremely important person here in the United States, but he's also an extremely important person in countries around the world as they try to do business internationally. Now listen, I hope you enjoy the chapter on the Federal Reserve System and you get a sense of what Benny does. Uncle Ben really does one of two things. He either makes it easy for you and I to get a home loan, a car loan, anything like that, or he makes it real difficult. It makes it easy for businesses to get money to buy new trucks for their delivery service, to get new computers for their network. He's the one who really has the greatest influence on that. And so you can kind of picture him in this way. Think about standing at your kitchen sink. If you turn the handles one way, money flows into the sink. If you turn them the other way, I mean, water flows in. If you turn them the other way, water doesn't go in. That's what Benny does. If he turns the handles one way, money flows into our economy. If he turns them the other way, money flows out. So he's an important person, and that's why every time you turn on the news, if he's talked about something, going to talk about something, or talking about something, he's just right there. So Ben Bernanke, chair of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System, he's an extremely important person in our country. Well, all right. I'm going to give you some information about the final exam, and I'm going to let you get out of here. The final exam covers about 2/3 of the chapters in the book, so it's not totally comprehensive, but there's a lot of information on there. I'm going to put together a guide that will tell you what topics are going to be on the exam, and I hope to get that posted early next week. So you'll have 3 weeks of notice, basically, about what kinds of topics are going to be on that last exam. I'm also going to give you extended time. You're going to have about 2.5 hours to take that last test. If you have any questions about grades, homework, etc., whatever, get a hold of me. In the meantime, I hope you have an enjoyable 4th of July week and weekend, and look forward to working with you the rest of this semester.